BlackRock, yes, that BlackRock has agreed to purchase the Panama Canal. It's a headline that I was not expecting on this beautiful Tuesday, but here we are, and we have to deal with it. Now, before I get to my analysis of it, let's just go straight to the news itself. This comes from Ken Silva over at Headline USA. Says a consortium of investors led by the controversial firm BlackRock has reportedly agreed to buy a majority stake in the Panama Canal for $23 billion. According to the Wall Street Journal, they say the deal would bring the key ports under American corporate ownership from Hong Kong-based CK Hutchison. BlackRock has briefed the Trump administration and Congress on the deal. If completed, the BlackRock deal could go a long way toward easing concerns about China's influence over the canal. Now, I already have, I would argue, bigger concerns now, but I'll get to those here in a second. The move comes after President Trump alleged Chinese interference with the operations of the critical shipping lane. China is operating the Panama Canal, and we don't give it to China, Trump said on Inauguration Day. We didn't give it to China, sorry. In a filing, CK Hutchison Holdings said it would sell all shares in Hutchison Port Holdings and all shares in Hutchison Port Group Holdings. The two units hold 80% in the Hutchison Port Groups that operate 43 ports in 23 countries. The consortium, comprised of BlackRock, Global Infrastructure Partners, and Terminal Investment Limited, will acquire 90% interest in Panama Ports Company, which owns and operates the ports of Balboa and Cristobal in Panama, according to the filings. Trump supporters met the news with mixed reaction. Conservatives have long criticized BlackRock for, among other things, abusing its market power to push leftist policies. BlackRock was also part of the Democrats' scheme to rebuild Ukraine after its war with Russia. Senior fellow from the Ron Paul Institute, Chris Rossini, said, "Oh yeah, that's much better. Americans are whipped into a jingoistic fervor. We're going to take blah, blah, blah. You're not going to take anything. BlackRock is going to take it," he said. BlackRock has recently backed away from its DEI stuff, yada, yada, yada. According to the journal, BlackRock has removed references to the three pillars, DEI, yada, 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 yada. I don't trust BlackRock. Period. That's my analysis. No, it'll go a little bit deeper than that. I do hope. And so on one hand, it's like, oh, okay, great. So this Hong Kong company, which is basically a proxy for the Chinese Communist Party, is no longer going to control how the Panama Canal operates. That part, okay, great. That's good news. But are we jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire? I would say almost certainly yes. As a matter of fact, I would argue that BlackRock and their extraordinary globalist interests could be more dangerous even than having Chinese control over the Panama Canal. China is interested in preserving their own interests, whereas BlackRock is interested in pushing the globalist interests, which are in many ways far more contrary to the United States' interests than even the Chinese party, Communist Party's interests. Point being is this: let's not celebrate too quickly. Let's not celebrate at all. I've been very, very adamant and opposed to that component of President Trump's deal making. I understand it's necessary. I get it. He's got to deal with JP Morgan Chase. He's got to deal with BlackRock. He's got to deal with Vanguard and State Street and all the various baddies. He's got to deal with the World Economic Forum to some extent and yada, yada, yada. I get it. He's president of the United States. He can't ignore them. But I'm not in favor of BlackRock taking control of anything else. They already control so much. I don't think anyone really has a full grasp of just how much BlackRock controls. And those who say, especially in fact checks, they say, well, BlackRock is only an investment apparatus. They don't actually exert control over the companies or whatever. I'm going to curse, but I won't because it's a family-friendly show. Let's just say that that's total BS. BlackRock does exert control exactly whenever it needs to. It does it so in a way that's very similar to The Godfather. There may never come a day when we have to use our power over you, but when that day comes, you better be ready to jump. So when you have something that has so much geopolitical influence as the Panama Canal, when you're talking about basically the gateway between the East and the West being under the control of BlackRock, no, I am not celebrating whatsoever. Please go to jdrucker.com/find, jdrucker.com/find. You'll find all of the various places where I publish my work, my podcasts, my videos, my socials, everything like that. jdrucker.com/find.